Sorry. Good afternoon, Laker fans. It is December 15th, 2018. This afternoon, the Lakers take on the Charlotte Hornets. That is a back east game. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is about 10 minutes away of this recording. And we need a good update since I have been a little wee bit remiss. So on to it then. I am Rachel A. Smith, your hostess and Fierce Women in Force, behind the RAS.Laker channel, your proper news resource for everything Lakers. So, and I'd also like to give a hearty thanks to my 6 subscribers. I appreciate you. I appreciate you subscribing to my channel, and thank you very much. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. So, I was not going to miss the Charlotte Hornets scouting because they are absolutely newsworthy. Of course, this wasn't the case last year. In 2018, they won 36 out of 46 games. Kind of sounds like the Lakers a little bit. They went ahead a 36-46 record. They were 10th in the Eastern Conference. It means they were absolutely not playoff worthy. They did, however, have Mitch Kupchak in the executive front office. Unfortunately, that would be the only stability in the front office and coaching staff that they would have over the offseason as well. In the 2018 offseason, no draft picks to really speak of. They did have their hands on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He obviously ended up being a Clipper. So, over the offseason, they did sign the former Spurs, Tony Parker. He was a Spur for 17 years, and he was brought in as Kemba Walker's direct backup on the bench and second unit play. They also acquired Timothy Mozgov to rid themselves of the blight of Dwight Howard. Timothy Mozgov did land with the Magic in that trade, but Dwight is gone. They hired Spurs assistant coach James Borrego as their head coach. He actually has coached head coach as an interim head coach in Miami for a short spell. Was it Miami? No, it was Orlando Magic. So, where are they now? Well, the Hornets lost 124-126 to the Knicks on Friday night in overtime, so they are a bit tired. This puts them at a 14-14 record. That is a 500 record. Nothing to sneer at. They are 6th in the Eastern Conference, which means they are on their way to start the playoffs. They are 17th in the league standings. So, interesting about them is that they play a complete team game. Half of their roster averages about 5 rebounds a game, and not much more. All but 2 of guys that are on the roster average about 5+ points per game. This team is highly bench dependent about production spread across the entirety of the roster. It's one of the reasons they needed the Tony Parker to show up to basically bring some control to the chaos that was the second unit and the bench play and get some steady production out of them, because that is the rhythm that they play. Team ball 100%. You can almost not mention too many guys on this team by name and have them be known other than pretty much Tony Parker. And, of course, Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker is playing the season of his life. He is a 6'1" superstar point guard in his own right, especially this year, playing out of his mind. He averages about 25 points per game. On November the 17th of this very season, Kemba dropped 60 points in a game against the 76ers. Unfortunately, they lost that game. Charlotte 119, 76ers 122 on a Jimmy Butler buzzer beater 3-point shot. Pretty devastating, but he is still playing great. That did not shake him at all, and it's all in his step-back jumper, which means Lakers are going to have to defend that mid-range shot. But let's not forget Tony Parker, the other player to contain on this team. He is the bench anchor. He is the coach on the floor. They love to say that this year with the veterans. But he's also the player that takes it down to the hole and straight to the rim. So Lakers are going to have to pay attention to their inside defense game, rebounding as well. Just because nobody is getting 10+ rebounds per game doesn't mean that our guys can be lazy on that side of the game. And again, that's offensive and defensive rebounds, both sides of the floor. It's something I've seen the Lakers struggling with, and all 4 quarters. Okay, but basically both of these guys are players to contain, and they're both players to contain defensively and offensively, both sides of the floor. So Lakers, where are they now? Well, We're coming off a very deflated loss against the Rockets. Sometimes our bench just is not that good against other benches. And we were also outmatched in the point guard position. Brandon Ingram's still out a few games for that that bum ankle he had. Rondo has been cleared for all basketball play. However, he is still in LA. He is not traveling with the team right now. So that loss was 111. Lakers, Rockets, 126. We just didn't have it in our tank to take that one on the road midweek. So we also have some stilted play from JaVale McGee. Not too bad, but he did seem under the weather, and that is because he is suffering flu-like symptoms. He was a game time decision for this afternoon's game. Mind you, that's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is probably like 5 minutes away. So Lakers are still sitting cozily at number 5 in the Western Conference standings. They have a 17-11 record. That is a winning record, I might add. A lot of that might have to do with a lot of the upper teams have been playing against each other in this last week. A lot of very big, very great games, but they are just banging on each other's records and upping their loss numbers. We're going to have to eventually play those games as well. But in the meantime, the Lakers are winning the games they're supposed to be winning. And it means they're playing up to par, and they keep improving. Some of the games that we've lost have seemed a little ridiculous, but we are still winning more than we're losing. Definitely something to celebrate. So what are the Lakers going to have to do to beat the Hornets? They're just going to have to play their quality game. Bless you. They're just going to have to play their best game and the game that we have within us. And basically, we have to contain a player. We have to contain players. Focus on the offense and then focus on the defense. That's always how I break down the game. Again, player containment, Kemba Walker, superstar in his own right. He might just be heading to MVP of the season if he keeps up those numbers. We also have a former Spur, Tony Parker, on the floor. And production is evenly matched, both sides of the floor, all players, which means basically it's going to be Lakers get their assignment, and they have to win that assignment. Player-to-player matchup. I wouldn't say isolation ball. Let's not get carried away. But if you're assigned a player, you're going to have to win on this side of the floor. You're going to have to take him to the other side of the floor, and you're going to have to win against him on that side of the floor. And that's pretty much how we're going to win this game. It should be pretty exciting, pretty evenly matched. And I think the Lakers will have the last 2 minutes to try and win this game. That doesn't leave a lot of hope for Laker fans at times. We've shown some very strong weaknesses in closing a game, but hey, if we're not close enough to win a game, then we are going to be close enough to figure out how to win a game. So it's a start. But Lakers rumors this week, lots of lovely rumors. Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka are supposedly looking for a stronger head coach to lead this team to the playoffs, especially with the quality of play that they have been showing and the promise they've been showing as well. On December 13th, 2018, that would be Thursday, former Laker head coach Phil Jackson showed up to the Lakers practice facility to just, hang or what have you. It heated things up a bit about the whole Luke Walton not being able to hold down that coaching job position. Well, according to reporters, Jeannie Buss and the team and even LeBron James are just quite enamored with him as a head coach, and as long as they continue to win and progress, his job is safe. Another rumor, no longer a rumor, Suns head coach did not entertain any trades that would have had former Lakers Trevor Ariza coming back to LA. So, did not happen. Trevor Ariza landed with the Washington Wizards. I saw the news this morning. Poor fellow, former Laker, good athlete. The Wizards, if they don't turn around their season immediately, like in the next breath, and it's over for them for this year already. So good luck with that. So Lakers in Charlotte, coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is literally like 3 minutes away. I call it a toss-up, a tie, and it should be a great matchup as well. And so what does that mean? Well, I always give the tie to my Lakers. So I expect them to try and win this out. It's going to be a nail-biter for that, though. But good luck, Lakers, and enjoy the game, Laker fans. I am Rachel A. Smith, and thank you for watching my channel again. That is the RAS.LakerGirl. Good night.